want to start by asking, what does safety mean to you? So I want to know, it's like, is there a prerequisite to feeling safe in your body? And maybe you've heard me speak to this before, but as long as your definition of safety is based on the complete absence of pain, emotion, thoughts, challenges, and is requiring, for lack of a better way to say it, a total fantasy world where we just feel perfectly regulated and even keel at all times, you'll never win. Because your brain will actually be stuck in threat mode, which sensitizes your nervous system because it interprets then just having human emotions as a threat. And it only actually then makes it better at finding threats and increasing your pain levels. So how do we find safety when our brain probably has been trained to be really good at finding threats? All right. So the first step in finding nervous system safety is to blow up the belief of what you even think safety is in the first place. According to the dictionary, safety is defined as the condition of being safe from undergoing or causing hurt, injury, or loss. But sorry, Merriam-Webster, I just don't agree with this definition, at least not when it comes to the type of nervous system safety we are referring to here in this presentation. Because according to that, if you're in pain, or if you're having intense emotions, or if your nervous system is dysregulated, then you can't have safety, right? So that means if you're currently experiencing a hurt, then you can't be safe. So basically it means that if you have chronic pain, you're kind of fucked. It becomes an impossible scenario because you feel like you need to be pain-free to find safety, but you first need safety to heal. It's like a lose-lose scenario. Personally, I'm not a fan of unwinnable lose-lose scenarios. I'm like, not about those. It feels really pointless. So I have a really awesome secret for y'all. When your rules, beliefs, or definitions aren't serving you, you get to just make new ones up. Because everything in this world is basically made up anyway. So you can just like make up whatever you want. So I coined a new definition of safety. And I did this for myself, 5-6 years ago, because I just could see that I was constantly feeling like I was battling this. I did not know how to do this work because I kept feeling unsafe in it, but I was supposed to feel safe doing this work, right? It felt like this total lose-lose. So I coined a new definition of safety, which is nervous system safety. And the definition I assigned it was the ability to trust that you can and will move through any incident, pain, or emotional state. And stop. It does not mean we are trusting that we will move through gracefully, perfectly, or in any way that leads to some outcome or massive personal growth or breakthrough. It just means we trust we will move through it, that there is no expected outcome or guarantee that things will even be better on the other side. That all just gets to be stripped away because this baseline level of safety has to come first before we can build on it. With chronic pain, there are so many layers, and because of the nature of pain, it can feel unsafe to be in our body. So we want to start to feel safe being in our body, even with pain, even with dysregulation, even with intensity of emotions, even with total numbness, even with not knowing what the heck it feels like to be in your body if you are so used to being dissociated that you almost can't feel anything. But here's the thing, is that you've already done it. You've already lived with whatever it is you're experiencing it. You've already survived it for how long now? Like I said, there's no outcome measures attached to this. You're alive right now if you're listening to me, right? Which tells me you have made it through how many days or years with chronic pain. So next time a wave of pain comes or a super uncomfortable emotion hits, ask yourself, have you made it through something like this before? It doesn't need to be the exact scenario. More like, have you made it through anger before? Have you made it through a pain flare-up before? Yes, because you're here. No one can answer no to these questions because every human has made it through these scenarios. And again, remember, I didn't say gracefully or perfectly or that it's totally resolved. I just said that you've made it through. And This is not trying to imply that there isn't room for growth and learning new skills or to move through it in a different way or in a less painful way. That all gets to be here too. We're just talking right now, baseline, that we have moved through it. Because the second we attach expectations and requirements to baseline safety, we kind of screw ourselves over unintentionally. You can always grow. We can all do things in a more preferred way, in a way that serves us better. And I'm all for that. And in order to thrive, we have to have a baseline level of safety. We thrive from safety when safety has been established, which is why I'm all about having like the lowest common or baseline of safety, because it actually allows thriving much faster versus feeling like we're stuck in survival mode until we, accomplish XYZ amount of regulation or XYZ amount of pain alleviation. Then we're still stuck in survival, whereas we can actually start thriving from different states today by just adopting a new definition. So again, but the room for improvement is not a lack of safety. There's just more room for thriving. So we just starting to notice the difference between these two.